Yeah, just to orient, of course, in dialectical behavior therapy, we have a treatment target hierarchy. There's a set of targets that we've collaboratively agreed upon already. We would have done that in the first couple of sessions. And out of that collaborative endeavor would have created a self-monitoring diary card where the different things that we're working on are on a piece of paper that... are we calling you Andrea or are we calling you Alice?
Alice.
That Alice would be ideally paying attention to every day. She's practicing, noticing a variety of things. In this particular case, given her targets that are in the vignette, she's paying attention every day to rating. Does she have suicidal thoughts? Does she have suicidal urges? Does she actually self-harm? Is she restricting her eating? How many hours of sleep is she getting? What is the quality of her relationships every day? And she's doing this every day, ideally. The other thing we put on this is a little thing that patients fill out just before they come into session. That varies from patient to patient, what it might be. But for someone with her particular targets, there'd just be a little box there. It would say her urges right now, right at this moment, coming into session, her urges to kill herself or to self-harm, her urges to restrict eating, because that's one of her targets. If she were a substance user, it would be urges to use substances. Always urges to quit therapy, okay? And then for somebody who's as affiliative as she is, we'd also have something like, how connected does she feel to me? Okay, she'd rate that at the very beginning of the session, usually like in the waiting room before she comes in, and we'd have her rated again just before leaving the session. Okay, and that would give us something that, if there are big changes in the wrong direction, that would give us something to pick up on the following week. So, but let's assume that let's assume that we left the last session. Now, the thing is that with a third session, I think I'd like to make this maybe like a fifth session or a sixth session, if that's okay. Because the first 3 or 4 sessions in DBT are this orienting and establishing collaborative enterprise, a commitment to treatment, and establishing what the targets are. So I'd rather assume that we've actually already done that. We're actually in the treatment now. Okay? And so the diary card gives us, of course, a picture of what's been going on for the whole week and allows us then to organize the session, structure the session within the hierarchy. So if there's something that's life-threatening in DBT, we would prioritize that. Doesn't mean that's the only thing that we would do in the session, but we would start with that. If there's nothing life-threatening going on this past week or currently this moment, then we could look at treatment-interfering behaviors. And then if there's nothing going on there, we then look within quality of life. Things like eating disordered behavior and problems in her relationship with her boyfriend and a variety of other things, drug use or whatever it might be, housing problems, problems at school or work, whatever it might be. Okay. Good enough? Well, how things are going in your relationships with friends, and 10 is, you can do it from like -10 to +10 or however you want. And diary cards, of course, are developed idiosyncratically. So Alice would have a different diary card than somebody else, and even this month, Alice's diary card is going to look different in 6 months from now as things change. Her diary card will reflect some of those changes as our shift in focus continues over time. So, perfect, thank you. Okay, so actually, why don't you hold on to this? You just come in and give it to me, because that's what you'd actually do. So, come on. Hi, Alice.
Hi.
You okay? Oh, you look terrible.
Thanks.
Well, okay, look, can I say that differently? I think I stepped on your toe. You look like you feel terrible.
I do.
Is that better? Yeah, okay.
That was really mean.
Oh, sorry. Did that come out as mean? That's what I say to my wife. She doesn't take it the same way. No, I meant actually just that you look like you feel terrible. I was a little too abrupt there, wasn't I? All right, let's take a look at what's going on. Oh, my goodness, look what's going on here. Oh, what a week you've had. Wow. So you hurt yourself last week on Friday. Okay, right. Are you having trouble even focusing right now? Yeah.
Look at your urges to quit therapy.
Yeah, there we are. You want...
You.
I want to? Okay. Okay, look at me. Come on, kiddo. Where'd you get that? Okay, your suicidal urges are high, your urges to use drugs are high, your misery is a 9 out of 10, and somehow you think I want to quit therapy.
It's not somehow. It's because I cut myself on Friday, like you said.
Yeah. Okay, look at me. Look at my reaction. I'll do a little replay. Okay, watch my face.
You said, oh boy, this is something.
Looks like a terrible week for you.
You look terrible.
Yeah.
That's what you said. Okay. I'll let that one go.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, watch my face when I notice that you cut yourself on Friday. Okay, watch my face. You've got to watch my face because you've got a different idea in your head about me than
yeah,
is actually
based on history.
Whose history?
My history.
Okay, that's why
I know.
Right, but you don't. We don't have so much history.
No, we don't.
So you
We're
got to pay.
just starting.
All right, so I want to point out what you're doing right now is you are paying attention to what's in your head, not what's right here. No, it's right here. Well, that your history. You brought it with you, right?
Because it happened.
Yeah, but it's not. What if it's not happening right now? What if it's not? Could you be open to that?
Being open to the chance of it not happening means that I'm opening myself to the chance of it happening.
No, you've already decided it's happened. Sounds like you've already got plenty of suffering as though that happened.
Yeah, I got a shitload
So
of
can
suffering.
you just be open to the other possibility? Try it. Look at me. Seriously, come on. Am I growing tumors or something? What's the story here? Okay, I'm looking. I say, oh my gosh, you had a terrible week. You know, you're suicidal. Well, you got to keep looking. I know it's hard. You got to look at me because you're worried about me firing you.
Know how terrible I am.
How terrible? You mean you're judging yourself right now?
No, you're judging how terrible I am. Or you're going to find that out. Just
I gotta
like
say,
all of the other therapists.
This is hard. You're making me hot. Okay, look, here's the thing. Here's what I don't want to do.
What?
Okay? I don't want you to get stuck on something that's not valid in the present moment.
Do you think having 5 therapists in a row fire you isn't valid?
That's valid, but this one's not yet firing you.
That's what they said to me.
Yeah, I know. And what happened? Okay, so tell me. Maybe we didn't explore this enough. I thought we talked about this quite a bit a couple weeks ago.
Which one?
Well, the most recent one. But remember we talked about this, right? We went over each one of these, okay? Each one. And we talked about our plan for how to handle those situations.
Well, it's hard to remember. You talk so much.
I do. That is true. But we made some arrangements. We made kind of some deals about how we were going to handle these situations.
I didn't call you for coaching because I knew I was going to cut myself.
Hang on, but you don't get fired for not calling for coaching. You don't get fired for that.
Well, I didn't do what we agreed on.
Yeah, but I was very clear with you that you don't get fired for having the problems that bring you into therapy.
Yeah, well, that's what my last therapist said too. So you guys read the same book.
Maybe. Okay. Well, but here's what I'm trying to get at. Right? You're kind of stuck on that right now, and that's keeping us from working on what's actually going on in your life.
That is true. I'll give you that. Yeah.
So if I guess I would say if you give me 30 seconds of your actual attention, we might move past that.
Okay, I can do that.
All right.
I can give you 30 seconds.
That's all I'm asking for right now.
I can do that.
Oh, okay. So 30 seconds. I'm not firing you.
Will you write it down?
Yeah, sure.
Right now?
Yeah, in fact, I'll even send you an email. Want me to text you?
No, I want you to write it down on my diary card, please.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I just threw away my pen. My pen was hot, too.
You dropped it on the floor.
I dropped it on the floor. Oh. Okay. I'm not going to write it on this one because I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to write it on your next one, okay?
Please.
Do you want me to sign it? Okay. I won't fire you.
Will you write Dear Alice? I'm serious.
I did.
Thank you.
Can I just write Alan?
No.
Alan E. Fruzzetti seems a little formal.
Dr. Fruzzetti.
Doctor. Oi. Okay, Dr. Alan E. Fruzzetti, the whole thing. Can you read that?
Yeah.
Okay. You're the only one who can, but then that's good. All right, will that help? I think that's fantastic, actually, if that'll help. Now, does that make a difference?
Yeah, because I can hold on.
Yeah, but I mean, right this moment, does that make a difference? That's pretty good. Okay, so you really got stuck on this, huh? I get it. Do I blame you for what? For having this horrible set of experiences that makes you worried about this? No. That completely makes sense to me why you would be so scared of this. Completely makes sense. But what I want, your job in this, okay? I've got a job in this and you've got a job in this, okay?
Okay.
Okay, look over here.
It hurts.
I know, but look over here even though it hurts.
One, two.
Yeah, you notice when you look over here, you're feeling really ashamed right now, right? But if you look at me, the shame will go down. You got to keep looking at me though, because you've got to look at me and see that I'm actually not being critical of you. I'm not sure I 100% understand, but I think I got 95% of it. And if I don't, you'll tell me. Okay?
I can do that.
Okay.
I can do
But
that.
I want you to notice, if you just look at me and look at my reaction to my reaction, not the other 5 therapists, you'll have a different experience.
Okay.
And your shame will go down right here. Okay?
We'll see.
Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to record the rest of our session now. Remember we talked about this? I just forgot to turn it on. Because I want you to be able to listen to this later. Okay? Because I think that you're so upset right now that some of this is just not going to remember. Right? It's going to be hard to remember.
Yes.
Understandably. That's what happens to everybody.
Yes.
Okay?
Well, that's
and I
what-
want you to
that's
be able
what
to hear me
before.
say, Alice, I like you. I'm not firing you. You haven't done anything that I would fire you for.
Cutting myself?
You don't. You know no. I want you to be mindful of what we talked about that. You know. Do you get fired for cutting yourself?
I have before.
In this therapy, from me, do you get fired for cutting yourself?
No, and if I
No.
kill myself, then I'm firing you.
That's right. And that's not fair. I promised I would not kill myself for the year. You got to promise you won't kill yourself
I
for the
did.
year. Okay, good deal then. We're even.
But I can't control my thoughts
No.
when they happen.
Okay. Well, let's work on that. So right now, look at you. You got pretty high urges right now. They're not all the way to 10. You're at 6, right?
Yeah.
So the question is this. I mean, like, are you going to, is there any chance at a 6, we just don't know each other that well, that you will bolt out of the session and go kill yourself? Because if that's the situation, then I'm going to get really anxious
No,
and
then
go
you're
sit
gonna
in front of
send
the
me to
door.
the hospital.
No, I'm going to go sit in front of the door.
No.
Okay, good. Because I don't like being anxious about, like, you leaving in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, and if you did that to me, I'd be pissed off.
Yeah, if I got up and left in the middle of the conversation, yeah.
I'm
Well,
going to pay you.
I wouldn't expect you to. Okay. So, it looks to me, based on this, that, you did cut yourself on Friday, but you're kind of like on a suicide chain right now.
What do you
So,
mean?
well, if your urges to kill yourself are that high right now, is this the most suicidal you've been in the last week, right now?
No.
Okay, that was worse. Okay, so then let's go back and talk about that.
I cut myself because I was feeling suicidal.
Because you were feeling suicidal.
And I promise I'm not going to kill myself.
Okay, great. Well, let's go back and talk about what happened on Friday then. Okay?
Yes.
Let's figure it out. And by the way, how is group? You started group. It's only been 2 weeks now. How's it going?
I'm trying to give it a chance. I'm giving it a chance.
Okay, what skill did you learn this week? Do you remember?
Alternate rebellion.
Excellent. Yeah, I like the smile. That means you got alternate rebellion. Okay. Are you wearing boxers today?
No.
No? Okay.
If I tell you the skill I used for alternate rebellion, it would really mean a lot to me that you don't use it as an example again.
I don't use it. In other words, I don't push you to do it again?
No, to other people because it's my example.
Oh. You
I
got a
haven't
deal.
told other people because I think
Deal.
they'll judge me.
Deal.
on Thursday after group we learned the skill, I got in a fight with John, and I wanted to start yelling at him, but instead I walked away and got in the shower and did something that would really piss him off.
Yeah?
I peed in the shower.
You peed in the shower.
He
hates that, yeah. And you didn't no Lysol afterwards, yeah.
And I didn't clean it, and he fucking hates that. And
but he doesn't know. But he doesn't know.
And it's not going to hurt him. And
No,
it's
it's
not
not.
going to hurt me. It didn't hurt me.
Right.
It made me laugh.
That's good. Are you sure I can't use this example? It's a really funny. Okay. All right.
I'm embarrassed to tell people.
No, I think
You're the first person I told. I'm not going to tell the group, so please.
No, I promise I wouldn't without your permission. I won't. No, I think it's such a great example, though, actually. I think it shows that you really get the skill. That's fantastic. Okay. Any questions about group? Any questions? I don't think you have any questions about alternative. I think you got that one.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the group leaders just go on and on.
Yeah, they're like me that way.
Yeah. But I think we'll see how it goes.
Okay, great. Okay, fantastic. Well, let's talk about what happened Friday. What did you do? Did you cut yourself, burn yourself? What did you do on Friday?
I cut myself at night.
What time?
Well, Susie had a shift starting at 11, so that means she left the house at 10.
Uh-huh.
So it's probably like 10
Okay.
at night.
At night, 10 at night. Okay, and it looks to me, if I'm understanding your diary card, and you got to help me with this because we're just getting to know each other on the diary card, okay? It looks to me like you had been restricting your eating, so you're probably hungry, right? That you'd been drinking.
I don't feel hungry. I feel sick.
I believe that. When you restrict long enough, your body just says, feed me, Seymour. I mean, it gets very upset.
No, it doesn't. I don't feel hungry. I just feel like sick and like I can't eat anything.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know what happens, right? I mean, then you feel your system is just all messed up. Okay. So, when was the last time you ate, by the way?
I had coffee for breakfast.
Food.
I had dinner last night.
You had dinner last night. Okay. So you're getting some food. Okay. So it looks to me like. Oh no, you weren't drinking on Friday. Sorry, it was Thursday you were drinking. So you were drinking Thursday and not getting much sleep at all. 4 to 5 hours of sleep on Thursday night. Restricting your eating. So there's lots of reasons why Friday would have been a lousy day. Okay. And then what happened? What happened then?
I told you how John and I are trying this new thing where we take things slowly.
Yeah,
and
right.
he came over for an afternoon movie. This was his idea.
Okay.
And
How are you feeling at that point? You're vulnerable, right?
What do you mean?
Well, not eating, not much sleeping, drinking the night before leaves you vulnerable to getting dysregulated, right? Kind of makes everybody more sensitive and more reactive,
yes.
right? Okay. But you're kind of happy he was coming over in the afternoon? Did that feel good, or was that not so good?
I was looking forward to it all day, and I was excited, but I was also really scared.
Okay.
And I was scared of exactly what did happen.
Okay, hang on. So you're kind of prepped for something bad to happen.
I had to protect myself.
Were you, when you say that, it makes just my ears start to go, Because your idea of protecting yourself, I have to say, it's a little funny.
You're judging it.
No, it's like ineffective. It's kind of like driving on the wrong side of the street.
Well, how does that protect you?
That's my point.
Well, I don't get it.
That's okay. That's good.
Tell me.
Well, I think sometimes, protecting yourself is a good idea, okay? But being stuck in I bet you, how many calories of energy did you put into worrying and thinking and analyzing how you're going to protect yourself before he even came over to watch the movie?
More than I consumed that day.
More than you consumed that day, exactly. And do you think that made you more vulnerable to getting dysregulated, and harder to just enjoy whatever there was? Or
you clearly think so.
Yeah, I do. Well, don't you think so? I could be, but I'm also open to being wrong.
I know you said that before.
Yeah. Okay. And so, like, being in the moment, right? Just like we started out the session where you were pretty sure I was going to fire you, and that really made it hard to just notice that you're sitting here with somebody who actually likes you. This thought of firing you hadn't crossed my mind, right? You kind of miss that, right? And so if you're kind of churning over and over how John's going to fuck it up, right?
It's not that he's going to fuck it up, it's that I am.
Okay. All right, so tell me what actually happened. So you came over for the movie. What happened?
Well, before when we watched movies, he would always hold me. He's trying to take things slowly with me to see if we can get on a track.
Mm-hmm.
Where
and you said you have kind of mixed feelings about that. That's hard.
My reasonable mind gets it.
Okay. And it's hard in your emotion. It's hard on your wise mind, right? Because you're an affiliative person, right? Relationships are important. You like to be close to people, right? You like emotional closeness,
him.
Right?
I really love him.
Yeah, and you love him, right? So slow means pain for the part that's not there, and it means satisfaction for the parts that's there. But, right? You think you're the only affiliative person in the world? Right. But right now, you're more affiliative than he is, right? I don't know if that will change, but right now you're more affiliative.
He doesn't get scared like I do about me leaving. I get scared of him just having enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So what happened? He's coming over. Were you thinking about harming yourself when he was coming over? Had that crossed your mind yet?
No.
Okay. What happened?
I tried to get him to hold me, and I asked him to hold me, and he said, "No, I want to watch the movie just next to you."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're longing for some closeness, some kind of physical affection, right? Is that reasonable?
I just wanted to disappear in him.
Okay.
I just wanted him to hold me and wrap me up.
And can you relax when that happens? Can you feel more peaceful when you're close to him? Okay. So it kind of makes sense that you'd want that, doesn't it? The longing for that kind of makes sense.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And when he wouldn't give it to me, I just thought,
so what did he do?
Never going to.
What did he do? Exactly, precisely what did he do?
He looked at me and he said, "I want to hold you. You know I want to hold you. I need us to take this slow, and I'm going to focus on the movie, and I'm right next to you."
Okay.
And that wasn't enough for me.
No. Do you see how, I don't mean this in a bad way about John, but do you see how that was kind of invalidating?
No. He told me what he's told me before, that he wants, like he cares about us and giving this a shot the right way.
Right. But there's a certain implication. I could be mistaken about this, but it sounds like there's a little implication in what he said that you shouldn't want it.
How?
Like because he said he wanted to go slow, that you shouldn't be disappointed in that. You should be satisfied with that because he said it.
Because we need to.
Well, just because, I don't know whether you need to or not, but that's what he wants, and you would like something different. And that means that every time, right, every time you want a little more than he wants, you're going to be disappointed. And I really want you to notice how reasonable that is. How completely sensible it would be. Every time we don't get what we want, we're disappointed.
It hurts.
It hurts, right. Okay, but it didn't just hurt this time, right? Where'd you go with it? What happened next?
I lost it.
You lost it.
Inside.
Uh-huh.
And
it was an overwhelming hurt, like kind of like a black hole hurt?
Yeah, it was a black hole. And, But I was so committed to, I am so committed.
You're really trying
to
so hard to go along with what he wants to do. Yeah, right.
And to not killing myself.
Right.
But that's, when you have a black hole of emotion in front of you and all you can do is sink into it.
Yeah.
I just want it to be over.
Right. No, so on the one hand, you want to sink into this luxurious lap of closeness.
Right,
and you got the cold black
moment.
hole instead that sink into. That's a pretty big contrast. That's a pretty big contrast. It's awful. Right.
That's why it's annoying.
Okay.
On
That's
Friday.
why it's annoying. I get that completely.
But I didn't act on it.
No, hang on. But what I don't get, here's what I don't get. But it's not that I can't get it. You just have to told me. I don't get how you went from feeling so alone and despondent and empty, having all this longing that's not fulfilled, how you went from there to wanting to to harming yourself. I don't get how you went from there.
I can't remember if you used this word or my last therapist, but this is a time when I feel really desperate.
Desperate, yeah, okay. Desperate, but you were desperate for closeness, not for death.
I did something good there. I grabbed one of my cats.
Okay.
At first when I grabbed it, I didn't want to be held, so I...
So, wow, you went from the frying pan into the fire. Well, great, even the cat doesn't want to be held.
No, but I have 2 cats.
Okay.
So I grabbed the other one, and she wanted to be held, and I just pet her, and I just focused on that.
And what happened to you? So your arousal was about how high? Black hole sounds to me like a 10 plus out of 10, right? Okay. And somehow you had the wherewithal to get the cat. That's really pretty good, right?
Well, she got my attention, actually, because she was meowing for food.
Okay. And then what happened? Pay attention. Now, what happened to your arousal then when you got the cat?
I held her, and...
Have you thought about harming yourself yet?
And this is when I was thinking about killing myself.
Killing yourself, okay. All right.
I wasn't thinking about harming myself.
Was the longing that big, or did you actually start judging yourself like you shouldn't feel this way, and it's your own fault, and that's...
I felt like I wanted it, and I'm never going to have it, and I don't deserve it.
Hopelessness. Okay. I don't deserve... Well, that sounds like maybe just a tiny bit judgmental.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, now what do you think you could have done differently right there?
I grabbed my cat.
That's great. But with the judgment piece. Remember, we talked about mindfulness. You've had a little mindfulness in group now. What could you have done differently with that I don't deserve it part?
You're pushing me, and I think that's a good thing.
That's good, because that's what I'm best at.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't feel so annoying right now. But I'm having trouble answering it.
Okay.
So you can...
No, that's okay. Sure, of course. I mean, I guess, is it okay if I give you an idea?
I'm asking you to.
I think if you just notice that saying I don't deserve it is a judgment, just knowing it's a judgment might allow you to let go of it a little bit.
It's a judgment.
It is a judgment, right? Because we're kind of committed here to leaving the judgments behind whenever we can. In the bonus here, like the major bonus rocket ship out of the black hole, might have been, how about this? It makes sense that I feel like shit right now because I'm not getting what I want.
I don't know about that one, but I can practice the judgment one.
Okay, well that's a good start. But maybe you couldn't. But what if you could have said that? Would that be worth us practicing so that a month from now you could do that? Would that make a difference?
My head's getting kind of cloudy right now.
Yeah, this is a lot. All right, let's just start with the judgment one. Do you think you could do that?
Thank you, yeah.
Okay. What do you think we could do this week to help you practice the judgment part?
I don't know, but maybe we could think of a way with my cats.
Okay. Let's have the cats after you notice the judgment. Okay, so let's try this. How many times a day you're willing to practice this? You're willing to practice once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening? 2. Okay. Morning, afternoon, or evening? Which ones? Or it doesn't matter. You just do it at least twice.
Morning and evening.
Okay. How about if you just practice? Can you set do you have a smartphone or something like that? Can you set it?
Yeah, so you can do all kinds of alarms. Yeah.
Can you set it to at any time that you want to go off 2 times a day? And then when it goes off, you just kind of notice what judgments you might have been having lately. We'll look especially for the I don't deserve something part.
So you mean not when I'm having a black hole or with John or whatever?
Let's practice in an easier situation first.
But when the alarm goes off.
Right, it's like you learn to ride a bicycle on flat ground, not going down a hill.
Well, that sounds reasonable to me, yeah.
Okay. I mean, obviously, if you're in the black hole...
the alarm just went off.
Excellent. But obviously, if you are in the black hole and you can get yourself to remember this, that would be fantastic.
I'll set it for 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. each day.
Okay.
I could put a message on it.
Great.
But I don't know what to put.
Notice the judgment.
Okay.
And go play with the cat. Okay? How's that sound? All right, now we're just about out of time. I wonder if you could just run through and we can fill out these things for right now. Okay, so your urges to kill yourself right now, what are they?
3.
Okay, that's good. That's lower. Urges to use drugs?
Like a 3 also.
That went down. That's good.
Well, I didn't put my urges to quit therapy. I put you on it
Yeah, I know.
at 10.
What are my urges to fire you? Good for you. You got it. You got it. Perfect. So what are they?
What number is this for you?
0.
Will you write that?
0 chance. Well, no, I can't say it. 0.00001 because I could get hit by a truck or something. That's not firing you. That's quitting. That's different.
Well, your intention isn't to get hit
The
by a truck.
intention is 0. Yeah.
So yours is 0 and mine. In terms of wanting to quit, I see it's like a 1, but then in terms of not wanting you to fire me is a 7. So
Yeah.
I'll make that a 4.5.
Excellent. Perfect. Great. Okay. And how miserable are you feeling right now?
5.
All right, that's down. That's great. And what about just feeling connected to me, like I'm getting it?
The highest it's been so far.
Oh, great.
7.
Okay, perfect. Great. All right. If you get stuck with any of this stuff, call me, send me an email, okay? And I'll remind you.
I'm going to add to my phone notice judgment,
Mm-hmm.
play with cats, coaching call if helpful.
Perfect. Sounds great. Okay. Same time next week?
I'll see you.
I'll see you then. Okay.
Thank you.